Hello. I hope some of you can make it. I know it's late. I know I haven't been on here for a day or so. But as you know, the other day I had the most serious meltdown I've had. Let me try that again. The last day or so, 2 days ago, I had the most serious meltdown I've ever had in ages. I can't even remember the last time I melted down that bad. And it was crazy because after going to Tony Robbins's UPW, the Unleash Your Power seminar, I was just like on cloud nine. I was up there. I was doing great. I was at such a high. Even my husband was at such a high. It was so awesome. And then we came back to Vegas. I saw the clutter I was surrounded by because the kids just didn't do what they were supposed to while I was gone. They didn't bother cleaning up before I got home. And so it was a disaster. And then beyond that, we had to just turn around and go do filming for that show, a named show that I haven't said yet, that I will announce when it comes out. And boy, will I have some things to say about it when it comes out so that you don't get misconstrued or the wrong idea about what actually happened on the stage. Now, here I was at this high with Tony Robbins and then plummeted, crashed as far down as you can go with that bad day. And with Tony Robbins stuff, I should have been able to pull myself up faster, but I'm not that good at it. We're kind of new at it. And I had a hard time coming up out of it. And it took like all day yesterday. I was still bummed. I was having a hard day all day yesterday. I wasn't able to wrap my head around it, to get out of it. But I'll tell you what I did right. When I'm in a down place, a place that's just where you're not feeling good about yourself or where you're beating yourself up, I have learned over the years that that's when you need to reach out. Reach out and get communicating with other people so that you're not all in your head, all by yourself, because that's a mistake a lot of us make. And what I did was I first called my mentor, Fly Lady Cat. She knew I was going on this show, and she was a little nervous about it for me. So was some other people that I'm friends with, and they weren't real excited about me going on this show. But I just thought it would help with all the issues that we had going on, and I thought it would just be good for us, and if it would help me get rid of the clutter, that's what I was going for. And so, I called her, and she helped me. Well, originally I filled out the application because they said they were looking for people who had issues with clutter. And from the videos I've done that I've had issues with clutter all along. I can get my house really clean and awesome, and then the next thing you know, it's tore apart again, especially the kids' room. Oh my gosh, we can clean and have a spotless, everything where it goes and whatever, and the next day it's back to where it was. And I don't even know where that stuff came from. I thought we got rid of all of it, but apparently it multiplied and had babies. I don't know. But the hallway was a disaster. Like, it's just, the upstairs is much more traumatizing than the downstairs, except for the garage. The garage, you've seen the videos on that. I was never able to finish it. Why? Probably because I was working on it alone. No one was helping me. I mean, sure, Fly Lady Cat was trying to talk me through it, and I got through some of it, but that's like hours and hours and hours worth of work and other people's stuff and just management of trying to get it all together. So I wrote in about the clutter issue, and I never expected, this was earlier this year I wrote about it, and I never expected to get anything back, and I was surprised to get something back. But they did. They called me, thought it was a great idea, and I was like blindsided. I went in there thinking that it was going to be all about all these issues I brought up, because they dug up a bunch of stuff and talked about a lot of my past and a lot of the places I've been and a lot of places my husband had been, the kids had been. I just thought it was going to be all about that, but no. Instead, they were turning it all on me. And the show host said, you're pretty much just a bad mom. You haven't done a good job. You haven't done your job with your kids. You've neglected your kids. You're in a dysfunctional home. You've raised your kids dysfunctionally. Sure, you've tried or whatever, but it's not enough, because you need to teach your kids to do their chores and that they have arms and that they can do their laundry, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, Okay, wait a second. Did you not read the notes that were sent to you? Like, I wrote all these notes and I sent them. And I'm telling you what, I definitely do something. In fact, I printed it off just so you can see it, because I think I've showed it to you before and talked to you about all these things before. And if you haven't heard it, then you haven't watched some of my older videos. But that's a lot what I talk about, is organizing your time and how much stuff I'm able to get done in a short amount of time, thanks to Fly Lady and other things that I'm doing to just keep motivated. Well, you know, you look at my list, and I have my morning routine, and I have you know, Monday through Friday routine is to get up, and I get up at 5 a.m., mind you, right? I get up at 5 a.m. and I get ready real quick to go walking, and then I make my bed and I start some laundry, and then I take the teens to seminary, and then I get home and I go for my 2-mile walk, and then I tidy the kitchen, and I what does that say? I wipe down my the half bath downstairs, and then I switch the laundry, and I get me ready for the day, so that if I have to shower or whatever, so I'm not in my workout clothes all day long, I want to be presentable for the day. So I'll do that, and then I will, let me fold this so it's not covering my face, because obviously you might want to see that. Unless you just want to look at the paper, that's okay too. And then after that, then I wake up the kids and I help them get ready. You know, the little ones, I do their hair, and then I have breakfast with them, and then we tidy the kitchen up, and then we start school. And when we start school, we do, you know, we do language, we do reading, writing, and the curriculum stuff. We do math. We do workbooks and flashcards and Khan, because that's a great website, totally free. Help your kids with their age level of math. My kids are kicking butt on it now. They've been doing it so long. And then we have PE every day, and then we try to rotate science or history, and then we have civics for the older kids, and then we do specials, which is like cooking, arts and crafts, hiking, just different things like that that are fun to do. And then we do, we put our school away, and then the kids do their chores. After they do their chores, then they do, then they just do whatever they want. I let them have a little bit of free time. But I finish the laundry, and I wash it and sort it and put it away, make sure all of it's put away that I did. I wipe the kids' bathrooms, and then I do my afternoon routine, which is either my home blessing hour, on Mondays, planning and desk and bills day. On Tuesday, doing get groceries. That means I have to make a meal plan, write a menu, and go grocery shopping all on one day. And then the next day I'll do errands, like if I got to take donations to the place, or I got to go mail something at the post office, if I have to go see a sick friend, anything like that, I'll do that. And then on Friday I do clean out my purse and the car, and I have the kids help with that. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, we have family fun day on Saturday, and then on Sunday we go to church together. And on the evening we just make dinner, and then we eat, and then we tidy the kitchen, and then the kids have free time and baths. They get ready for bed. We read stories, and sometimes they read to each other, sometimes I read to them. It just depends on the night. And then we get the lights out, and we're ready for bed. So if you had a list like this, do you think that I'm disorganized? Because that's totally what they said, is I'm not organized. I don't have a good plan. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The whole reason I came on this show is because, you know, how am I not organized? How am I not, this is not a good plan? You know, I've homeschooled, before I homeschooled the kids, the hours that they were gone, I would, you know, read, I would, you know, take care of me. I used to get my nails done. I don't do that anymore. I would do the longer YouTube videos. I don't have time to do those anymore, or the skill set to do it fast, so it takes me a lot longer, and that was just using up too much time. And I would go get a pedicure sometimes. I just do whatever I wanted, right? And then I decided that it was more important for me to take care of my kids, do school in a shorter amount of time, and not have to fight with the school and all the crap that goes on there, from the kids getting in fights, or bloody noses, or the teacher needs this, or the teacher needs that, and then let alone the 3 hours of homework afterwards that half of it I don't even know how to do, because they've got all this core stuff and whatever. So it was just easy for me to do this program. Not to mention, my kids all tested out on the Good and Beautiful program, 2 grade levels behind. And after just 2 or 3 months of doing that good and beautiful program, they are now 2 levels ahead. So you tell me who's doing a better job. In 2 months, got those kids caught up where they're supposed to be because they missed that in the years and years that they were going to public school. And that's what annoyed me was that that show. He was like, well, the first thing you need to do is stop homeschooling your kids. I was like, beg to differ. Like, you don't even know what was going on. You never even asked my kids how they like it or what they think about it. And I was just really upset, and that just didn't go over very well. But they made me look like I'm a mean person and like I yell at my kids, and I don't even hardly yell at all. I can't. I lose my voice too fast. And I don't believe in that yelling's even going to help. It takes too much energy. You know, I mean, I'm excited right now, but I'm not yelling at anybody. So it was just a lot of that. And I thought, you know, would they ask me to give up a part-time job that I was passionate about, that I loved, that I felt fulfilled doing? You know, they're not going to ask me to do that. So why would they ask me to do this? They think, yeah, well, I'm not getting paid for it and I don't have time for it. And I'm like, but I have more time because I homeschool my kids than I did when they were in the public school. So that's just, for me, it works really well. When you have 5 kids, you have to go to 5 different teachers or 5 different classes and 5 different events and field trips and activities. Like, it's a lot. And there's just not enough hours a day and enough of me to go around to everyone that way. And I was questioned about why did I want to have 12 kids? And didn't I realize that things weren't great and should I keep having kids? And just on and just tearing me up from one side and down the other. And I was like, really? Seriously? Like, I came to you because I was already in a low place and feeling really bad about the clutter. I came to you because I was hoping you could pull me up and lift me up and tell me, you've got the job of 3 or 4 women. Like I've heard this said before, you know, you're doing everybody else's work. You need a break, whatever. And instead, I just got chewed out for what I've tried to do. And I'm like, well, if you'd have known me years ago, you'd be really proud of me. But instead, you're just hearing a little bit or the stuff that my older kids went through. And you're not even addressing what these little kids are getting to do and how excited they are for their homeschool. So it was just like really just such a bad experience that way, to just get attacked when you're not realizing you're going to be attacked. That was hard for me to accept. So I went from this high place, this plummeting low place, to where I was ready to just walk away from my family and say, if they don't need me and they think I'm a bad mom, they think I'm neglecting them, which is really what the host was saying, was I was neglecting them, and because all of them had said they wish they had more time with us. And I'm like, yeah, but how much time do working moms really get to spend with their kids? And are they saying they're doing a bad job or a disservice because they don't get to be with their kids all the time? I'm here 24/7, except once a year when I go on a vacation with my husband, or twice a year when I do a overnighter with my husband. That is not that much. There, you know, I don't hang out with friends. I have 1 or 2 friends locally that I may go to lunch with once a month or once every 3 months. I'm like, I dedicate my life to my children. My life is for my children. They give my life meaning. They give my life purpose. And I've given up careers, opportunities, all this stuff so that I could be a mom. And when I was going there to get buoyed up, which was a big mistake, I didn't know I was going to feel like I got kicked in the teeth. That's ridiculous. So I just figure as the show comes up and everybody finds out, I will just address each of the issues that were talked about and explain what was happening, besides the fact that they were telling me, say this and do this. So I did it because I thought that's what they needed or whatever. I didn't know they were going to make it look like I'm a yelling crazy woman, because I'm not. I'm so laid back and easygoing. My kids love that about me. I'm like a pushover. I just am like, yeah, whatever, as long as your room's clean, you can do that, yeah. And I think that's what my problem is. I'm too nice. I'm just not requiring a lot out of them, you know, and that's just something I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, or what I should, you know, how far should I push it? When is it too much? I figure kids are already stressed going to school and doing their schoolwork. Do they really need more stress at home? Like, that's what I went there for, but I got not what I was looking for. I mean, it might work out. They're going to send some people to my house, some life trainer, some other people to try to help us. And who knows, maybe in 6 months I'll be singing a different tune, that this is the best thing that ever happened to me. Forget all that stuff I said before. I was wrong the way I looked at it. I don't know. I really don't know. But as of now, this moment, I'm doing my best to pull myself out of a hole that I've been in for the last couple of days. Yesterday, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I was talking to people. People were calling me, not that many, like 3 or 4. My husband took me to lunch. That was nice. Just thinking, just stuff like that. But that was, I feel like that was the best thing I could have done, was reach out. And I talked to another friend today and texted a couple people, and they just say such nice things, so that it was more of a, a smaller roller coaster instead of a giant one to a low, low, low place. Thank you, Joanna. You're the best. I don't feel like I'm awesome, but I feel like I'm amazing for just not giving up, because where would this family be if I walked away and never came back? How many moms do that? Sometimes you just want to throw in the towel and say, screw all of you ungrateful people, and just walk out the door and never look back. Start over at a new life, not make the same mistakes again, and try again. But would that be devastating to my children, my grandchildren? Well, that's where I was at, and it was so real that I just was freaking out. But I kept thinking about going to the beach, because I had already said we're going to go eat dinner and go to the beach. And when my family was eating dinner, I wasn't hungry. I had zero appetite. That was shot. And I instead went for a walk, and that's where I end up, right? I ended up being on that bench, the one I did the video on. And as I was laying there, I was trying to decide, was I going to just leave and walk away from my family, because maybe they'd be better off without me. If I'm so bad, maybe that's what I should do. Well, the bottom line was that, ultimately I thought, I want to go to the beach because at least I could get some peace there. The water has such good energy and just beautiful sunset on it. And I just really thought that would be helpful for me. And I thought about walking to the beach, and I saw it was pretty far away. And I was thinking it was within walking distance of where I was at, and it wasn't. It was about 20 minutes away for driving, plus there was traffic. So I decided, well, I don't have a jacket and I'm kind of cold. Fine, I will call my husband and tell him, come pick me up. And I did, and he came and got me, and he was so happy, and he was acting like a crazy person because he didn't know where I was, and the kids were worried, and I was just talking to a couple people. The assistant producer who was talking to me on the phone, and she was so mad about the way it went down, or at least she said she did. Hopefully she means it. But the bottom, but the best part is that we went to the beach. It was everything we wanted it to be. We all took off our shoes and walked down the sand, and it felt amazing. And seeing that water and letting it run over the bottom of your legs, because it was too cold to go swimming and it's dark by then. The kids were so happy, collected seashells. They had the best day ever. They were convinced that they had caught a starfish family, and they wanted to put sand in a container and some water in it so they could let this family stay together. And I just thought they were so precious. And on my Instagram, I posted a lot of those pictures. I'll probably post a few of them on Facebook too now. But it was just the sweetest thing that the water could be so healing, and just hearing the waves roll and crash right there at the edge of the sand, and you could just walk in it, and the kids were building trails and sand castles, and my 17-year-old, the Taylors were here, and it was just so beautiful. Everyone enjoyed it. We only stayed for an hour, and then afterwards we walked up into the pier. We were in Sacramento, California, and we walked up onto the pier. We went to the custard shop, and everybody got whatever custard ice cream they wanted, or combination. They had some really great treats up there, and I was able to eat those. I'd ate the leftovers that they had in the car on the way to the beach, so I didn't just go hungry and only eat dessert. I ate some dinner, and it started to be a better night. I definitely felt better yesterday after waking up in my bed, getting a good night's sleep. We cannot discount hydration and sleeping when we're not in a good place, and making sure we have food, because it just helps balance you, right? Like, you've heard that HALT acronym before, right? Are you hungry, angry, lonely, tired? And I add a double T and call it thirsty, because you've got to have all of those things to get pulled out of your slump. And so I was definitely hurt and angry the last couple of days, but I just started going. Yesterday was a little more up and down, a little deeper down, and day was a little more roller coastery. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be back on my even keel the way I like it. So with any luck, that's where I will be. And I hope that I'm able to just remember that no matter what, God sent these kids to me, and I have done the very best that I could. I have tried to do right by them, and you know, who says that you really have to do a whole lot more than put a roof over their head, food in their bellies, and clothes on their bodies? Plus, my kids have beds and rooms to sleep in, let alone the Xbox they have, and the cell phones they have, and the rides I give them to school, and the new clothes they get a couple times a year, 2 or 3 times a year. And not to mention, you know, when I take them here and there and I do activities and I push them to get this done and push them to help them get to that. I mean, what more do you want? And then their birthdays are always special. They're not fancy or expensive, but I make them feel special in some way. And I take them out to lunch, and I just had to start remembering all the good things that I do that my kids love and that they're so thankful for. And I just hearing the positive comments that you guys had to say was so helpful for me, and I was so thankful to read them, and they just kept coming in, and they were just so kind and heartfelt. And they were all my regular viewers and some of the new viewers, and I was just so thankful for an outlet like YouTube. You know, I came here because I was lonely and was hoping I could help some people, because you know, we're busy moms. We don't have a lot of outlets to connect with other women, and it was just so refreshing to have been already establishing this channel so that I could actually talk to you guys and get feedback from you. And then Joanna, she's so sweet. She became, you know, not one person commented on my YouTube have I ever met in person. They are all just YouTube friends that I met on YouTube through maybe a different source where they came and found me, or from somewhere else. But Joanna and I became friends on Facebook, and she private messaged me today just saying, how are you doing? And she was worried about me. And oh my gosh, that means so much. No, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for attention. I was seriously in a bad place and was reaching out for help. And you guys helped me, and I was so thankful to that. And I couldn't let the sun, I couldn't let the day go by, because the sun's already down, the day go by without expressing to you how thankful I am for you and what you have done, and the people who are willing to talk to me and walk me out of that horrible blackness that I was in, because that was not a good place for me. I spent a good part of the day today laying in my bed. The kids would come and cuddle up with me, and I'd put my arms around them, and we'd hug and we'd kiss, and I'd go downstairs to eat. And, you know, I did a few productive things, put a lot of stuff away from our trip, stuff like that. But I just felt like I wasn't as productive. I don't know what I did with those papers. Did I do this list of amazing things? No, I took the rest of this week off after that trip. I don't do these things on bad days like this. I just had the kids, oh, thank you. I just had the kids do the stuff. I just had the kids do the stuff that's easy for them to do without me. Their writing, their reading, their math, all their math they could do without me, as well as their civics and their PE. They don't really need me to do that. I can watch them, coach them, encourage them, but they don't need me for that. Does that make sense? So I just had them doing that on the fly, and they didn't care. They just came upstairs and showed me their work and how good they were doing, and I was so proud of them. And it just reminded me of what matters and what's important. But in the event for trade, if they won't hear me out and they won't believe and they think that I don't have enough time to homeschool my kids, and they really make me put the kids in school to get the stuff that they want to help me with, then I will for a few months and see how it goes, because there's only 2 weeks left in November. There's only a couple weeks in December, and I can pull them out anytime in January or February. Of course, the baby's due in February. What would it hurt if I waited till the end of the year to pull them out? They're already doing better with this curriculum. I have faith in this curriculum. I know that if I keep doing it, the kids are going to progress so well. I can't wait to do a homeschool video for you, and just know. But between the things like, sometimes we just have days we just have to muddle through, and other days we are tornadoes. Amen, sister. And then on top of that, I have, what was I going to say? Shoot, I lost it. Oh, well. I just try to get a lot done, and on some days I can't, and oh well, because I did so much on other days, it just has to work out. So there you go. Do you have any other questions or comments? I can definitely answer those now for you while I try to think of that last thing I was going to tell you. You know, I apologize if you were worried about me yesterday. I totally get it. I was worried about me yesterday. We all were. It was just hectic yesterday. It was just such a soul-searching, just painful day. It was so hard to just look at those things that were said about me and attacking me. And it was just too much. It was just too much. And I just did the best I could. Oh yes, I am. I am so real. I don't know how to be fake. I can't help it. I mean, this is the fakest thing I did, okay? My hair was in a ponytail most of the day. I took it out and I brushed it for y'all so I'd look a little better. I don't know if it was that great. You know, here's me with the ponytail. That's what I look like, but I don't really like my pictures with ponytails. So I pulled my hair down and it's a little better. So still have a little bit of swelling on my face. My feet swelling has gone down. So that means Vegas is definitely better for me. It means I'm not traveling anymore until after the baby is born because I physically can't take it. And then, you know, just try. Oh, that was the other thing. And remember how my doctors dropped me? Oh my gosh. You know, my primary OBGYN dropped me as well as the perinatologist. So I don't even have a doctor to go to help me with the swelling. I can't even call them. They've only put the referral in, but the doctor that they referred me to, they're not even sure that when I called them, they're not even sure he can take me because he's a different kind of doctor. And besides that, he's on vacation until December 3rd. So I can't even get in until December. For crying out loud, the baby's due in February. Y'all want to help me out or what? I don't know. I just give up. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Just craziness. It's absolutely craziness. I'll just show up at the hospital and have a baby, I guess. I don't know. But I probably would never do that. Anyways, that's been my crazy life and where I've been. And I just have really been proud of myself for not crying all day today. I've been proud of myself for trying to remember those things that I learned at the Tony Robbins event, because man, they tell you, you know, a body and emotion helps deter bad emotion. I can't remember how he says it, something about motion and emotion, but basically your emotions, if you're not moving, you know, you think about someone who's depressed, their shoulders are down, their head's down, they're just real slow moving and talking, and it's not good. But when you're happy, you're upbeat and you're going and you're just like that. So turn on some good music and get moving, and then bam, that depression leaves. And I did that a lot today, and it helped me get those, you know, less high highs and low lows, and I just got a little more even in that time. So it's just staying there that's a little more difficult. I guess I should just blast that music all day long. And they say shake your booty and shake your body and you just feel better, and it's true, you do. There's no denying it. And then talking to people helps me feel better, and seeing your comments and your sweet things that you just say and do is so helpful for me, and I just really thank you. Oh, Christmas music. That's such a good idea. I've been listening to some Judy Garland and some oldies, you know, just having a good time with those, some old country and some Neil Diamond because nothing can get you going like Neil Diamond, right? My kids, they just love it when I sing that. So it was crazy. Anyways, that's been my day. That's been my life. And I'm so much happier today, and I hope to be back in full swing on Monday to doing this crazy list I have for myself. Golly, I don't do anything, do I? Handicap my children. And I'll have you know, if you haven't watched that video, I actually have videos that talk about that, where I taught my kids how to do their laundry. The older ones probably not till they were 12, but 10 and under, I always have taught to do their laundry. Those kids, 10 and up always know how to do their laundry. I only do the laundry for the 8 and under. And my 8-year-old, Daily Joy, she's almost 9. She'll be 9 tomorrow. It's going to be her birthday. But she can put the clothes in. I just make sure I oversee it. You know, I just kind of make sure that she does it right. I help make sure when her clothes are sorted, they're actually sorted correctly. But she does it herself, so it's just me and the twins. The reason I have so much laundry to do is because I do mine, my husband's, the bed sheets, the towels. Like, that takes a lot of loads, you know. Your washing machine, I don't know what other people got, but I got a single washer, and I can wash one set of bedding at a time. I can't wash the whole house at one time. What do you expect? Miracles? Jeez. And I also don't have the energy or the care to do laundry past 3 o'clock. I let the kids have it at 3 o'clock. So they take turns doing their laundry after 3 o'clock. The teenagers, my husband, on the days that he wants to do an extra load. And then the older, those kids that are 10 and up. So I think I'm doing all right. And I just had to think of all the good things that I am doing and just say, phooey on that talk show. Phooey. And hopefully it still works out. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that for sure. And definitely on the issues that they said I was guilty of and I'm not. So there you go. Bless all of you for being here today. Bless you for your comments. Bless you for coming back. And I love when you comment. I love when you like the videos. And if you subscribe so you don't miss it, it'll kind of give you a little alarm and let you know I'm here and then I'm going. And you're so sweet, Joanna, telling me I'm doing great. Phooey on them, right? That's what some people are telling me. Who is that person? You know, they don't have 12 kids. How can they even begin, let alone with the 13th on the way? I'm like, right? So anyways, I can't wait to show you Billy pictures on Monday. I took a whole bunch, so we'll see. I maybe can put together a little something from our trip, so I'm hoping I will. I'll just take some time away and neglect my children so I can make a video for you, so we'll see. All right. I've been on here way too long. I apologize. I just had a lot to get out and share with you. I felt bad you guys were worried about me, and I did not want you to have to worry one more minute. So here I am. I'm all good today, getting better every day, and I am not going to let this beat me, and I am not going to let it overpower me. So hurrah! Not even 2 full days down. That's exciting. It's bad when it's like a week long, right? Oh my gosh. Anyways, so doing much better today. And I hope you're doing way better than I am. You deserve it. We all do. Moms, don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you different. We're doing the best we can. That is all we can do. And grandmas too. We just try to do our best and we hope it's enough. And if it's not, how can we know? We don't know. We're just doing what our parents did, or at least trying to do better than what our parents did. I am anyway. So that's all for today. Take care. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks again for everything. There's my goofy hand. Ah.